I'm just leaving court where I have officially put in for not guilty for all of the charges. Well, just one charge against me. But I'm 41 years old. I have 4 kids. And this is my 16-year-old. This is my first girl that I'm going to court about. That is so traumatic to me as a person, as a mother. That is so traumatic. That is so, like, I don't believe in like generational curses or anything like that, but I do think about like my daughter in her future when she has kids, when she gets married, because I want all of that for her. But look at what we have to go through before we get to somewhere better. Like, this is a lot. And my job was at stake about this. I don't have a job. The fact that this is a case against my own child, she is a child, so I'm going to give her grace. I don't feel no kind of way. I'm not going to take out anything on her. That is my child. That is my blood daughter. But it's not a good look. Hopefully God turns it around and it turns into something where it builds us closer, or it makes her more conscious of what's going on. Because as a young girl, 16 years old, when you have your mother not being able to get a job, not being able to go to work to take care of your brothers and sisters or whatever, that don't really click in your head yet. Once you have some type of maturing or some type of growing up, then it will register to you that, hey, this was an issue, this was a problem, and the part that I played in it, you know. And then it'll be like some type of self-realization or some type of aha moment to be able to say, you know what, I feel bad about it. I've been in relationships where I went through worse. So if I could forgive them, I definitely could forgive my own child. But I also could just pray for my child and hope that she realizes it sooner than later, so that this ain't something that follows through her adulthood between me and her, you know. And she has brothers and sisters, so I don't want them to feel no kind of way against her. I don't want them to kind of like blame her. So when I go to court or we doing court talk, I make sure I don't do that in front of them, because I don't want their little ears to be, you know, rambling and kind of start to, people will create their own narrative. And I did the same thing with my mom and my sister. So I don't want to put that out there for them. I want her and her brothers and sisters to still have a close relationship, still love on each other, and be able to, you know, move on. That's my prayer. Like, their relationship is what matters to me. So this is another day of going to court, and what I wish for and what I want to happen, what I'm manifesting is case dismissed, no probation, no type of nothing against my name. I can go back and get my job back with the school board, be a teacher, teach, whether it's middle school, high school, elementary school, go back into the classroom, bring income back into my household, and move on. That is all. I do want my child to come back home. I want to be reunited with my child, and I want her to be back in the comfort of her own home with her brothers and sisters, and we're not talking about what went on or how it happened. We just move forward. That right there is far from imaginable right now. Like, I know it can happen, and I believe it can happen, and I know God gonna make that happen, but not the way that they're talking. The system don't care about breaking up families. It doesn't care. So they do things to prevent that from happening. Then you have people who are like, why you posting? If I don't post, how can I help somebody else who may be going through the same thing? And it's nothing for me to hide. It was all over the news. So how can I hide it? Y'all gonna come up with your own assumptions anyway. So it's better that I give you the story instead of you making up one. And furthermore, I post my kids. If she doesn't see me post my kids, how's she gonna see her brother and sister? The courts have a no contact. That means I can't take her brothers and sisters to see her. That means who else is gonna take them? My mom, my sister. Like, we're not visiting her. So she's going through life without family right now. That's not a good thing. I don't ever want that for my kids. I am so sorry. I post my kids so she could still see them, and I tell them to pray for her, because that's all we could do right now is pray. And it's not a us against her type of deal. This ain't that. I ain't on that. I'm sorry. There will be no reason for me to turn away from my kids or turn against my kids. This is not that. It might be other mothers out there who's judging or who know us or who know her, and they probably talking about it with their kids. Do that. We ain't talking about you. I'm not talking about you and your kids with her. I don't do that. That is so beyond wild to me. Tell your daughter to pray for her, right? And I know for a fact, I'm an adult. Sometimes kids go through things early and sometimes kids go through things late. Let's just pray that your karma doesn't happen and you can't do anything about it. At least my child can recover from this and still have a productive life, still be a successful adult, and move on from what happened while she was a child. A lot of people have different things that happen while they're kids. Teen pregnancies, rapes, all type of different things. A lot happens to kids. And this so happens to be one trial and error that happened in my child's life. While the situation is going on, the only thing I'm going to do is continue to move forward. I'm not going to stop. You're never going to see me stop. Continue to do things that make me feel good, look good, so I can act good. I'm still going to run the restaurant. Right now, I'm going to take the food truck to get wrapped so that we can work. That's all. That's my focus. I'm not going to let anything stop me. I'm not sulking in misery. I'm not a miserable person, so that's not what's going on with me or my kids. Everything going to be on the up and up because that's my energy. That's my energy. I went to court today. It's over. Moving on. Ready for the next court date. But I still have a life to live. So I'm still going to be moving on. If you're a mother and you're going through something, baby, don't never let nobody see you down. Don't let the kids see you down because that energy can be contagious. And that's just how it goes. Today after court, I had to stop at my city store to make sure they delivered the garbage can and make sure that everything is on the up and up here. So go from there. Everything seems to be good. I just need to call the yard man and keep it moving. Go ahead to Carol City, y'all.